is his product. We know why the owners like Steve Jobs, who has died, why was Steve Jobs rich? He invented the iPhone. We know why that philanthropist called, who owns Microsoft, Bill Gates. We know why Bill Gates is rich. He invented Microsoft. Now go all over here in Malawi. Ask all rich people, what did you invent? What's your contribution? Why are you rich? There is a president there in South Africa called Ramaphosa. He is also very rich. But minister, Ramaphosa's riches come out of owning McDonald's. But Ramaphosa did not invent a burger. He's got shares in McDonald's. He's got shares in this mine and that mine that are ultimately just taking minerals from our continent to support the industrial projects of Europe and America. It's time we ask these people who are rich, maybe they must start telling us, you are rich because of bribes from Europe. And what do you do in return is to suppress the African black inventors, is to support the people that are going to invent the products that will make us not depend on Europe. Very, very important. Some of them are rich out of tithes and offerings. There is someone here in Malawi who is wanted in South Africa. I'm going to ask the minister to help me go past that house of that person and just tell him, there are questions for you there in South Africa that you must come answer. Whether you are a pastor or a politician, you don't have the right to steal from the poor. Not in the name of God, not in the name of our people.
Good day everyone, and welcome to Mizaluchi. Welcome to another political talk. I'm your host, Mbuyiseni and I welcome you to this political talk. So I want us to talk about something very interesting today. So we know that in the past few days there was this war. Now, not a war, there was this presentation that Mbuyiseni Ndlozi did. He was in Malawi, and it was very interesting. So there are some key points I want us to take there and just to run with them, just as our point of discussion. So he said something concerning Bushiri, and Bushiri responded on his X platform, and we'll talk about that. We'll look at that and talk more about Mbuyiseni Ndlozi's political game and his character as a human being. Before I start, I would like to say that Mbuyiseni Ndlozi is one of the good politician, not great, but good politician that we had so far here in this country. A very brilliant, wise doctor. So he's a good person like that. But I have this one big disappointment from Mbuyiseni Ndlozi. I will say what is my disappointment, and I believe what I'm about to discuss with you, many people will relate to this. Why am I so disappointed with Mbuyiseni Ndlozi? So Mbuyiseni Ndlozi, he goes to Malawi and makes a political lecture, what you call a political lecture. So pretty much he's a politician. He can go to a radio DJ and talk about politics there. But it seems like being a politician, it is his nature, it is his character, it is what he is, it is what he knows. That's why we'll go there for a political lecture. We also need one here in South Africa, right? We also need one here in South Africa. And I realized something before we get into it. I realized something on why Mbuyiseni Ndlozi will never join the ANC, and why Mbuyiseni Ndlozi will never ever join, like ever, never ever join the MK party. I've learned something, and I saw that Mbuyiseni Ndlozi currently has been so very close with the former president Thabo Mbeki, and I heard another rumor explaining the position of Mbuyiseni Ndlozi, saying that he's also close with former president again, Kgalema Motlanthe. So I want now to I want us to look at this way. It's not possible for Thabo Mbeki to advise Mbuyiseni Ndlozi to go and join the MK party, because we know that he's not in good terms with Jacob Zuma. They are pretty much enemies with Jacob Zuma. So it was clear that Mbuyiseni Ndlozi will never, even Floyd and Dalimpofu can try and want to persuade him and to say that come join the MK party, for the mere fact that his mentor are these two former statesmen, which both of them are not in favor of Jacob Zuma. So they will never ever endorse anything that JZ does, by the way. So we will not see Mbuyiseni Ndlozi coming even closer to join the MK party. So now we know why Mbuyiseni Ndlozi was even struggling to come up front and to say that no, this is my position politically, right? So now let's talk about the ANC. We know that there was a call that was made. Remember, Philip Mbalula even directly, publicly declared that Mbuyiseni, you can come back home, Buyekaya, Ndoda Buyekaya, and come here and join the African National Congress. But Mbuyiseni Ndlozi was benumbed. He just kept quiet like that, and he never responded to the ANC. Then just a few days after that, then we had the breaking news that no, it's joining radio, and I must say that he's enjoying his time there. He's enjoying his shift there at Power FM. It is very good to see that he's enjoying this entertainment. I remember him doing some interview like back in the years. He was just talking about some other activities that they do there in the EFF. So he did mention that they do poetry, they do musical, they do dancing, they do acting, right? So he mentioned things like that. I even said to myself, it means Mbuyiseni Ndlozi love things that has to do with theater, things that has to do with performing, dancing, singing. You understand those things that he used to do them there in the EFF. So now when he now was no longer part of the EFF, so you'll understand him maybe going to radio, because he's performing or art that is part of what he likes the most. So you'll understand why he went there, right? So many of us, we expected Mbuyiseni Ndlozi to go maybe to maybe one of the universities, to become maybe a lecturer there, or to do a political science, and to teach maybe these youngsters about how the dynamics of politics. So but it's unfortunate, chose another path. So why did he not go and join the ANC? One thing you must remember again is that Thabo Mbeki, former President Thabo Mbeki, is not in good terms with Cyril Ramaphosa's presidency. Let me put it like that, and is not in good terms with Cyril Ramaphosa. Everything that is happening is just a pretense that he's doing just to be there and act as if now is like siding with Ramaphosa or something like that. Because when he's doing his lectures in these universities, whereby they call him and he will do these lectures, he always pinpoint things that he's not happy about, and he will criticize the current government and its leader, which is President Ramaphosa. So you can tell that now the former statesman has a problem with also the ANC, and the state of the ANC, where the ANC is, he has a problem. So you would expect that he will not even advise a person like Mbuyiseni Ndlozi to go and join the ANC in its state. So that one we are clear, that one we put it aside now. Now we go now to the crops now of the story. The crops of the story. So Mbuyiseni Ndlozi is there in Malawi doing a political talk there. People are happy, people are cheering. He's on top of his game. He's talking about people who are rich men in South Africa, rich men in Malawi. These people, maybe they need to disclose how is it that they made their riches. So he made an example, talking and quoting people that the likes of our president Cyril Ramaphosa, to say that this man, he owns McDonald's, he has shares in McDonald's, but he never produced or manufactured anything. So how did they make their billions? How did they become so rich, right? So he did disclose that now some of these politicians, they steal from the poor, and that is how they are being empowered, right, just to invest in these companies which are owned, foreign owned, and now the capitalist society will take and adopt these ones and put them in the system, and that is how they became get rich quicker, get rich so very fast, like that. You know, our politicians that we have, we can number a couple of them who are, in fact many of them who are very, very wealthy like that. They never even open a spice shop, but you'll hear that they are owning those big corporate business that are worth billions. That's our politicians. But it was raising a very critical point to say that now we must now ask a question: how did these politicians become so wealthy? Because they never developed anything. So then he went past there. So I don't know now, how did he come now to expose Bushiri? Then he came for Bushiri and he exposed Bushiri and said that Bushiri is using the name of God for self-enrichment. He too must come up front and explain how did he attain his riches, right? And I don't know how did he shift from doing his political game and just become religious and include religion in his talks, right? But unfortunately, just after that video circulated, it went viral, Bushiri on his X platform responded to Mbuyiseni Ndlozi, and let us hear what Bushiri has to say here. So this is what he wrote on the head of his account. Is written, I think, Shepherd Bushiri. Yeah, Shepherd Bushiri. Then this is what he said: I was astonished to hear that Dr. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi attended a public lecture in Malawi and asked, "Why am I rich?" Seriously? Why? How did I even come into your public political lecture? Can't these jealous, poorly rated politician like him with xenophobic tendencies leave me alone at once? Why so much hate against me? Your question about my wealth is nonsensical. You can't bully me in South Africa and expect to do the same here at home. You can't advise Malawans to ask me questions about my wealth. They're not naive. Is this the reason you betrayed your brother, Julius Malema? Next time, focus on politics. To answer your question, Malawans know why I'm rich. I help the poor and create jobs. This past year alone, I created over 5,000 jobs at my farms and the Goshen City project. And what about you in South Africa? So Bushiri responded and said that no, people in my country, they know why I'm rich. They know where did I get the world, and he says that, why do you come here in my hometown and you come to insult me? And he said that he has made many opportunities and created more employment for more than 5,000 people. Then he mentioned that he has some farms and other businesses. All right, so yeah, so he said that, no, I see now why you are. I see now why you are doing this, because you have betrayed what your brother Julius Malema, saying that what you are doing is the reason why you betrayed. So he said that now you come to my homeland and you insult me. So I don't want us to dwell pretty much on what Bushiri said. He was just defending himself, because he says that, no, he's doing a clean job and it creates employment, blah blah blah. Talked a lot of things, but I don't want us to dwell pretty much on what Bushiri said. Now the crux of the matter is, Mbuyiseni Ndlozi seems like he has some boldness when it comes to talking outside the country, when it comes to responding in crisis, when it comes to pinpointing people who are not doing justice. He's very bold and coming forward with his own facts, which are very factual, by the way. But now, what makes me myself to say that, no, but Mbuyiseni Ndlozi, I'm disappointed as I've started, is because of his stance and his position when it comes to South African politics. What am I talking about? Mbuyiseni Ndlozi has been insulted and insulted and insulted again and again and again. The CIC Julius Malema has been insulting this man like since he was there in the EFF. But this man has never ever responded. He was always keeping silence like this. He was so benumbed and not talking or saying, not even breathing one word with a comma. That is what Mbuyiseni Ndlozi's politics is. And you know, his response, his benumbed, his silent treatment, his silent position, his response to Julius Malema made me to view him in another way. Let me just be honest. He made me to view him as a weak man and a weak politician. He literally so become weak, and to me that was some. It gave me another position to say that, no, maybe Mbuyiseni Ndlozi is not a leader, maybe not even a politician. You cannot be bashed and embarrassed and exposed publicly, and when you are asked and you just say that, no, I was doing my duty, I was serving, and after that you say nothing. When you're getting insulted, you say nothing. When you're being called out and you are told how low life you are, and you say nothing. So to me, it seems like Mbuyiseni Ndlozi never held that boldness in him to say that I will stand firm for myself. I'm not scared of anyone. I will just respond where I need to respond. I'm no longer under the payroll of Julius Malema or the EFF. I will need to stand for myself and to build a political career. But you can never build a political career and advance in politics and become a leader when you are showing some traits of being a coward. So what is a coward? A coward is someone who is not man enough, who when he's been ridden over, does not respond as a man and fight the battle head on and respond to Julius Malema and tell Julius Malema that you will never ever even talk about my wife. I don't know if he's married or his girlfriend like that on the public platform. He was the first one that needed now to defend his partner. Where you remember that tweet? Here's the tweet here. You remember when the CIC insulted the partner, Mbuyiseni Ndlozi was quiet. Okay, we'll understand that maybe he was begging for position at the time.
How can someone say the decision to join Umkhonto weSizwe is the best decision ever taken, and my wife Manto is the first one to like such a thing, and you say Julius Malema is with us, when the partner likes the things that seeks to denounce the organization and where the organization stands, where the relatives, where the cousins and siblings have declared where they stand, and you still ask yourself, where does this leader stand? Look at those around him, and you will know where this leader stand. Comrades.
And Mbuyiseni Ndlozi disclosed that he was expelled in the EFF without the EFF leadership following the right procedures to deal with him. So meaning there was unfairness in his dismissal. There was unfairness. And you know what? He just said, no, I accept. He never even fought back when that happened. Not getting to that insulting part where the CIC was just pushing him to the limit. Do you remember what the CIC said about him here?
Not responsible for Mbuyiseni Ndlozi. 90% of the people who were here, who expected to be here, are here. That's what matters. Whoever is not here was not supposed to be here from the beginning. So you are not going to reduce this organization to some individual. We are going to refuse that. We are going to refuse that. We gave a very long political report yesterday, like 80 pages. It didn't have such names. You are intellectually so inferior that you can't even engage with that documents, and then you bring gossip. We must be monitoring movements of individuals. Why concern about one person over so many people who are here? As if he is the conference. As if he's not here, conference will not happen. It's going to happen, it's happening. Without him. It's not here. I heard people say, he's here, he's doing this. He's not here. He's not here. And it's not our interest to entertain such nonsense. It's not our interest. We're dealing with political issues here, not egoism, not people who think they are bigger than this organization. It will show them once again that it's bigger than all of them. So we as a matter of principle, SG and policy position, we're no longer going to answer any nonsense about Mbuyiseni Ndlozi. Never. When a journalist asks you that question, you must say, ask another question. You can be smarter than that. Ask something else. This matter is closed. You can talk about it amongst yourselves, but don't bring it to us. We are refusing that. Don't do that. Don't reduce the whole ideological political report to Sunday world gossip, because that's what they thrive on. And we know what is the relationship of Sunday world, its owners and Mbuyiseni Ndlozi. We don't want to talk about it. Don't push us. Don't push us.
And then the whole thing flopped because they were like, what is this old man going to do with? I'm also saying, I'm not responsible for Mbuyiseni Ndlozi. I'm not his father. Not his father. Where he was, what was he doing?
On this one,
I don't know.
On this one, I think you're obfuscating, because surely with the kind of organization you are running,
I am not Mbuyiseni Ndlozi's father. The CIC, come. Calling him a betrayer, a coward, an untrustworthy man, a person who lies. There was no politician in either 2024, 2025 who was mostly attacked like Mbuyiseni Ndlozi, but he never ever responded or said anything or said a word. To me, he's a weak man. He's a weak politician, by the way. He's no leader. I never even considered him to be a leader from coming from there, henceforth, going forward, I never ever, I was so disappointed. I'm like, this man doesn't have to insult, but he will need to stand his ground, and to stand firm as a man. Why he's not using his masculinity? He will need to stand for himself. Who will stand for him? Because every time when he gets insulted by the CIC, he just runs away, and I don't know, maybe he still wants to be in favor with the CIC. The man does not like you. He even makes jokes about you, even now. Here.
For once, stop thinking about your selfish leadership interest and think for our people. Your time will come. Lebaka ditulo ka ba re le a khwausasa le a lwala gane maybe a re tseng iketleng le sale ba banyane nakwa le na yetla le skata la tsama mo le phupurua le disruptor di branch tsa EFF le nyaka go bolla sekgowa karani yo le tlo le koba la tsama le apa ka sekgowa mo le re no entanglement ra re to edimela le nalta le bereka di radio station plus o ka re ba hira kwa moletši radio station le ta ona more. What is going to keep you disciplined here? What is going to keep you a member here is discipline.
So you'll be fired like that without a cause. You'll be fired. You'll be fired like that and go and work in the radio station. So the CIC continues to mock you. And you are, because you are scared of the CIC, you are scared of the men. I don't know why Mbuyiseni Ndlozi is so scared of these men. You know how to speak for yourself. You just expose Bushiri. You just expose the likes of Ramaphosa and other politicians who've been stealing from the poor. You know how to defend. You know how to speak politics. But now you want to speak all those good things when you're outside South Africa, and when you come back, you just keep quiet because you're scared of the CIC. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi, you're a weak man, my brother. You need to stand up. You need to be a leader. And you know, a lot of people, they were just behind you in everything because they saw the injustices. People who were mostly against you were the EFF members, because we understand that the fighters will always side with the chief in command, the CIC, right? But a lot of people, they were so eager to see your next move politically, not to go to the radio station. Politically, they were so eager to see your future, you entering the next step. And a lot of people were behind you. Maybe you didn't know that, but a lot of people were behind you to support you. I mean, you went there and you did that podcast with Mekji and Sol Pendua. You, in just 4 days, I keep track of that. In just 4 days, your video was past 1.4 million views on YouTube. So it means that a lot of people were so pretty much interested on your political future and what will be your next step. Because your next step would have been meant that you are fighting back the CIC. You are fighting by joining, whether you join the ANC or you join the MK party, but you will be retaliating to say that my political career and life does not start and end in the EFF. I even have more. I am the most wanted. How many people did you know that were called by the SG of the biggest political party, biggest organization in South Africa, the ANC, calling you out to come and join them? It's because you have good credentials and it means you're a good politician. But guess what? All those guys, those who are outside, our Floyd, they are busy, they are push, they are join, this side, this ones, they want you, this side, the ANC, upon backs, then the other side, the EMK, Nayafuna. I'm sure maybe him and Mashawa, Naye, Funa. I'm sure Musima Mani there in Bossa also wants you. But because you are taking advice from Thabo Mbeki, you will not go anywhere politically to advance yourself. And you disappointed a lot of people because you didn't make that political step to build yourself as a leader and a future leader, as a person who has who is loved and has most following. You took that for granted, and you showed a character of being scared, my brother, of being scared. And when you're scared, you kept silence, and that's now, as a result and an outcome, it showed you that you are not a great leader, as some of us perceived, but you are a weak leader, and you are not even a leader. You are just a nominal politician that was there maybe to secure the bag, and you were out because we wanted you to continue with politics here in South Africa, not to go there in Malawi and speak politics there. We wanted you here and to face the CIC head on like a man. But when the CIC speaks, I don't know, maybe you think you are under his payroll even now. You are no longer under his payroll. You don't have now to beg him. You need to respond. We want to see you standing up. Don't allow yourself to be bullied like that. You are not showing us to be a great politician and a great leader. So now we will not even follow you because you are showing us another character, right? And we're expecting so much from you. Politically, we're expecting a lot from Mbuyiseni Ndlozi, politically, his contribution, right? But seems like it's just fine. You just want to go there and work and get a salary from Power FM, right? So that's why I said before I started with this talk, I am pretty much not happy about Mbuyiseni Ndlozi. I'm so not happy about how he advanced his career, right? Maybe it's not my place to judge him, right? But say something, stand for yourself, man. And whether you want to bow out of politics, it's fine. But stand for yourself. Don't allow anyone in this world, as long as you are alive, to bully you. Set a good example, even to those who are coming after you. Don't allow anyone to bully you like that in front of the whole world, seeing, and you keep quiet. But you can go out in Malawi and call out Bushiri. Amen. Amen. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi, come on, man, come on. That's where we end with this talk. Please don't forget, you can leave a comment on the section below. It's open, Baba. You can write anything you want. It's open. Leave your comment there, right? If you think maybe this was positive talk, or maybe this is what maybe you wanted to express, it's good. If you feel as if now I just talk, I spoke bad and talk bad about maybe the EFF, or I didn't say anything bad. I was just saying what has happened and what we expected. So leave a comment on the section below. Let us hear what is your take on this matter. And please don't forget, you can subscribe on this channel. Remember, you don't pay anything. It is just free like that. That will help you, that every time we post a video, you know that you'll also hit the notification bell, that every time we post you get notified, so that maybe you'll watch later or in your free time. Then you and I will discuss what we normally discuss, which is politics. And I'm out.